I had the worst case scenario in my head. Maybe she did something to herself. So
do you have any reason why?
It doesn't belong. That's where it belongs.
This is the exact moment when a husband pointed to a cord and predicted exactly how his missing wife would die.
So this is really sensitive. This could, very well could be.
Why is she wearing?
That's a USB. That's a USB. That's a computer cord. You can see right there. Yep.
But before the body was found, the husband had already started talking about his missing wife in past tense.
And what did he say?
He said, no, she loved me. Again, past tense.
Loved, not love.
Correct.
You killed her. No, I didn't, sir. Bullshit. Didn't. I murdered her and you threw her out like ice garbage.
What happened next would reveal a pattern investigators couldn't ignore. A husband who predicted exactly how his wife would die. A polygraph test that showed deception. And a body found 4 months later exactly as he described. He was acquitted of murder. But one question haunts this case. How did Matthew Moore know? This is the story of Emily Noble and the man who claimed he loved her. On May 25, 2020, Memorial Day, Westerville, Ohio, 52-year-old Emily Noble was reported missing. Her husband, Matthew Moore, called police that afternoon, said she'd vanished without a trace, left behind her phone, her wallet, her keys, her car, everything she'd need to survive. Officers arrived at the couple's home around 4 p.m. to take a report. Standard missing person protocol. Body cameras rolling, questions ready. But within the first 5 minutes, something felt wrong. Matthew Moore answered the door. Calm, collected, maybe too calm for a man whose wife had been missing for hours. He explained the situation to the responding officer.
Hey, how you doing?
My wife's missing.
This her?
Yeah.
That's your wife?
No.
Oh.
It's not my wife.
Okay.
I'm her friend.
You look just like her for like a second. Oh my God, there she is. Hey,
Okay.
Matt Moore.
No,
If it
Officer
was my
Hollis.
wife,
Hello.
Hi.
Celeste. I don't know your last name.
Brown.
Okay, so what's going on?
She's uncharacteristically missing.
Okay.
I have her wallet's here. She carries a wallet, her ID's in it, with some money. Her phone's here. Her car's in the garage. And I've been up since 10, probably.
10 a.m. today?
Probably, guessing about that time. A little bit later than I usually sleep, and she just hasn't been here. I sleep in this room. I get up in the middle of the night sometimes to go to the bathroom, and I don't go back in with her because I don't want to wake her up. So I end up in this bedroom, our second bedroom. When I got up this morning, all I did was look on my phone, find my phone, and it said she was here, but everything was fine. Just figured she was in the other room. Eventually I got up, I walked around.
Moore told the officer he'd last seen Emily the night before. They'd celebrated her 52nd birthday together. Went out, came home, went to bed. He woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. Didn't want to disturb Emily, so he slept on the couch in another room. When he finally got up around 10 or 10:30 a.m., she was gone. But here's the first red flag. Moore didn't call police until late afternoon. If Emily had been missing since 10 a.m., that's at least 6 or 7 hours before he reported it. Most people would panic immediately, call friends, search the neighborhood. Moore waited.
But you said you got up, went to the restroom, and you went back to this room?
Yeah.
And then you looked on your phone to see if she was here?
No, this morning I looked on the phone. Last night I didn't.
Okay.
And then, because of my prostate, I don't know if you're that age, you pee in the middle of the night.
No.
I get up in the middle of the night and I can pee. Instead of going back into bed with her, so I wake her up, I just fall asleep on this couch.
Did you go to sleep with her?
Prior to that, yeah.
Okay. Did you call her?
I called, she's her best friend, and I just called her like now. I mean, I've been waiting around all day for her to show up. I called her. We were supposed to be at a party today, a picnic.
What time was that?
I called them, maybe she went there.
What time was the picnic supposed to start?
She didn't tell me. It was a Memorial Day picnic at some time. She didn't tell me when it was going to start. I was just waiting for her to tell me when we should go. I texted her twice and say we're going to the party. She didn't get back to me. So
Okay.
I called that guy and I said, "Is she there?"
What guy?
Maybe the guy that's having the party.
Okay, is this a friend? Do you know this guy?
I don't know.
Moore checked the Find My iPhone app. It showed her phone was still at the house, so he assumed she'd gone for a walk. Without her phone, without her wallet, without telling him. The officer found that strange. Most people don't leave their phone behind, especially not for hours.
She goes for walks and she picks wild edibles. That's kind of her hobby. She goes around here. It's a real short walk. It's 15 minutes the most. A lot of the time I was like, well, maybe she's just out doing that. But
Is that something you guys do together?
sometimes.
So you would know where we could look if we needed to go that way?
Yeah, but I mean, it's public. It's on a bike trail. I mean, I don't know why she would stop there.
The big,
The bridge over there.
Mhm.
So
walks
she
down
just
the bridge.
goes on the grass side, and there's a lot of like wild plants. And actually, we walked over there when I was here Friday, so I kind of know where it's at. And that's why I came over. I was gonna go walk it and see if something happened to her.
But her not bringing her phone is very odd. She's very,
But
very
that's not normal.
She's careful. She's very, very smart, careful person, correct? She does go for walks alone, but she's just super careful. She would never leave the house without all that stuff.
Unless she, the only I can think of is she forgot her phone and she went for a walk and something happened to her.
But you haven't seen her since 10 o'clock.
Moore emphasized, she would never leave without her phone. She was too smart for that, too careful. Yet Moore hadn't gone looking for her. He'd waited at home. The officer asked why. Moore said he thought she'd come back. Then Moore said something that made the officer pause.
I have a gut feeling right here. It's when my son died, same thing. It's right fucking here. It's awful. This is so unusual. I'm dying.
I'm afraid
Just
something
like,
happened to her.
This is not normal.
Yeah, this isn't her.
Moore's son, Joseph, had died by suicide exactly 1 year earlier, July 2019. Joseph was found in a wooded park in Westerville. He'd hanged himself with a cord. Now, less than 12 hours after Emily went missing, Moore was comparing her disappearance to his son's suicide. No evidence of foul play, no signs of distress, just a missing woman and a husband who already feared the worst. The officer found that premature. The officer continued asking standard questions. Did Emily have any medical conditions? Mental health issues? History of self-harm? Moore said no. Nothing like that.
Does she suffer from any illnesses? Does she have dementia? Has she ever threatened to harm herself? Ever done this before?
No.
Okay. Is y'all's relationship healthy? She never threatened to leave you or anything like that? No? Okay.
No more than any other relationship.
I mean, you guys,
Never physical, never
okay.
just your typical, hey, you do stuff in sync.
Okay.
There's no other shit.
Okay. How long you guys been married?
We got married August, 2 Augusts ago. I guess it's either 2 or 3, but I think it's 2.
You don't remember the year?
No. It was either 2 or 3 years ago. 3 Augusts or 2 Augusts ago.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Moore claimed the relationship was healthy. No major problems. But he couldn't remember exactly when they'd gotten married. 2 years? 3 years? He wasn't sure. For someone so concerned about his missing wife, that seemed odd.
All right. So I see that the bed was made. Did you do that or she did that?
That is I just noticed that. You're right. I didn't make the bed. She did. That bed was made when I got up today. I didn't make it. So she was, I'm guessing, here this morning.
Okay.
If Emily made the bed that morning, she'd been awake, functioning, going about her routine. Then she just disappeared. No note, no message, no warning. The officer radioed for backup. This was starting to look like more than a simple missing person case. Then Moore walked the officer to the garage and pointed out something strange.
So much shit's running through my head right now. Dude.
Right.
Let me show you one thing. And
Okay.
It's just because I'm crazy.
No, show me.
This thing here, and I don't know. This thing here doesn't belong here.
What do you mean it doesn't belong here?
Doesn't belong here. That's where it belongs. Right there. I've never seen it. I just noticed it. Someone took it and put it there.
Now, can she reach that? Because she's very short.
I don't know. I would hate to think, I don't know, man. It's just weird that it's here. And I don't know if there was more than one thing on here. We inherited this house from her mother.
Right.
These are all her mother's stuff.
Okay.
I don't really know too much about it. I would just, why is this here?
A power cable, sitting on top of a box, out of place. Moore couldn't explain why it was there, but he pointed it out, made sure the officer saw it. Why? Because 4 months later, Emily would be found with a USB cord around her neck. Moore was planting the narrative. On camera, day 1, the officer needs more resources. Search teams, canine units. Meanwhile, Moore stayed inside, calm, waiting. A neighbor approached the officer, said she'd seen Emily that morning, standing in the garage, around 9 to 10 a.m. But Moore had another theory. Moore suggested Emily might have harmed herself. The officer asked, "Do you have any reason to think that?" Moore had no answer, just a feeling. But for someone with no history of suicidal thoughts, no mental health issues, no warning signs, why was Moore so convinced she was dead? The officer left to coordinate search efforts. Volunteers would comb the bike trails, the parks, the wooded areas. Moore stayed home. He didn't join the searches, didn't hand out flyers, didn't go looking. When asked why, Moore said he was waiting, in case Emily came back. But Emily didn't come back. And 2 days later, investigators would bring Moore in for a formal interview. An interview that would change everything. May 27, 2020. 2 days after Emily was reported missing, Matthew Moore arrived at the Westerville Police Department. Voluntarily. He wasn't under arrest. Wasn't in handcuffs. He was free to leave at any time. But detectives had questions. And Moore's answers were about to raise more red flags than they'd lower. The interview started with formalities. Detectives explained this was voluntary. Moore could stop at any time. Then they asked him to recount the timeline. One more time. But before they even got to the questions, Moore said something that stopped them cold.
You were not under arrest. You weren't handcuffed coming in, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that door doesn't lock. This is a voluntary interview. Okay. Obviously, we need to do the best we can to get the full story. We can find your wife and you can get back to normal. Obviously, part of that involves talking with you. So, again, this is a voluntary thing. Like I told you out there, I haven't lied to you, I'm not going to start now.
We could have done this at my house.
No, this part we can't do.
Because it's not voluntary.
No, it's completely voluntary.
And I could leave if I want to.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to. I'm just...
Yeah. You try that door right now.
At some point, could we, I want to help you. I want to get this going because I didn't do it, and I want you to find whatever the hell happened to her.
Me too.
I want it to happen. But just...
Detective, as you began that discussion with Mr. Moore, did anything stand out to you about your initial interaction with him?
Yes, he stated he didn't do it.
Did you accuse him of doing anything in particular at that time?
No, sir. All I was doing was going over the fact that it was a voluntary interview, and he made that statement.
I didn't do it. Moore hadn't been accused of anything. Emily was a missing person, not a murder victim. So why did Moore feel the need to declare his innocence? Detectives noted it and continued. Moore's written statement was vague. Times were estimates. Details were fuzzy. He claimed he woke up late, around 10 or 11 a.m., texted Emily about the party. No response. He said he looked for her, found her car, then went back to lying on the couch. For hours. Detectives found that strange. If your spouse is missing, you don't just lie on a couch. You search. You panic. You act. Moore did none of that.
So between 11 and 3, what were you doing? Were you just laying there on the couch?
11 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, it was lying in my son's room.
Okay.
Kind of just chilling, recovering, waiting for her.
Did you ever go to the bathroom at any point?
I don't. Yeah, there was periods where, I definitely got up.
Okay. You didn't notice she was gone? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. The first time when I texted her and said, "Are we going to this party?" and she didn't get back to me, I checked the Find My phone, and the phone said that she was there. So I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? At some point that happened. So it just didn't, okay, she's doing her thing, she's going to come in and get me when we're ready to go, or whatever. At some point, it didn't happen, she didn't come in and get me. I got up, went out there, between 11 and 3 at some point. It still wasn't a big concern. I wasn't freaked out.
For hours. Moore laid on a couch for 4 hours while his wife was missing. No urgency, no panic, no search, just waiting. Most spouses would tear the house apart, call friends, drive around. Moore did nothing. Then came the polygraph. Moore had offered to take one, said he wanted to prove his innocence. Detectives took him up on it. The polygraph examiner asked a series of yes or no questions, mixed with control questions to establish a baseline. The critical questions: do you know where Emily is? Did you kill Emily? Moore answered no to both. The polygraph said otherwise. The polygraph indicated deception. Moore showed signs of lying when asked about Emily's whereabouts. Polygraphs aren't admissible in court. They're not perfect, but they gave detectives a direction. Moore knew something, and he wasn't telling the truth. Detectives started pressing harder. They pulled up Emily's text messages. Messages Moore claimed didn't exist.
Literally 2 weeks ago, there was one person that she kind of confided in through text messages and so forth.
Said something that...
And she said that Matt picked another fight with me last night. This was 2 weeks ago. And then they kind of go on and talk about it a little bit. Early May, so we're talking this month. Matt and I are talking and friendly, but it's not the kind of relationship I want. In April, a month ago, please don't talk about Matt and I in love. She said, same day, he hasn't been the same since Joey, which I understand. That's not a criticism. I completely get that. It certainly changed. And at the same time, she said, I think Matt is mentally ill. And then the same day, we aren't talking. Reference your relationship, we're not talking. This was a month ago. She said, we're not talking. And she said, I don't want to talk about him. I'd rather focus on the future. By the way, Matt got really drunk last night. This was February. By the way, Matt got really drunk last night and said some things I don't think he can take back. I'm fine. I'm pretty sure we are not going to stay together. What do you think?
I mean, we would argue about things, but I didn't think that it was that.
What was it that you said? She was mad that you couldn't.
And she focused on one thing, Matt picked a fight. Again, this is April. This is barely a month.
She would accuse me of picking fights.
Okay, but this was a month ago. Okay, this is heavy. Matt picked a fight with me yesterday and said some awful things. I'm not wearing my wedding ring. And that doesn't sound like somebody who's in a happy relationship. I thought my wife texted that to somebody a month ago.
I get it. I'm not going to say that those things, of course, there was a roller coaster relationship, but it wasn't like anything that you would think that someone would hurt someone over. It just would.
I'm just addressing the fact that you just told me that the last 6 months have been bliss and it ain't.
Yes.
Okay.
There have been levels of
that.
Okay.
And you can check the other texts, and they are super. I love you. I'm going to see.
I saw it.
There are.
It's very much up and down.
That would go away. That would really go away. It would last for a night.
Will you acknowledge that that's some pretty heavy shit when your wife said, I took up my wedding ring, I don't think we're going to stay together.
It's not as heavy as you think it is.
You don't think that?
You might think it is, but it's not. She would be like that at times because of her anger issues. It always swung back. It wasn't.
Well, why would you have said that whenever they asked how your relationship?
I didn't even remember that because it's not in my mindset. The good times have been so good.
Okay, but you know.
You guys are really going to try to.
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm reading your wife's words.
That's
I understand that. Just let me. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying when you come in and say we had a great relationship, told Officer Hollis, we had a great marriage, no problems whatsoever, and then I read this, it's going back 6 months, and you text her on New Year's Eve and say if you want a divorce and we're going to move out, fine. I mean, these are all things I just printed off, which have they aren't the usual fight, like, I'm pissed at you, fuck off, I don't want to talk to you tonight, just leave me alone. It's go golfing because I don't want to see you right now, I want to be alone. That's, you know,
it's not as heavy as you think it is. From looking at it from the outside, I can see why someone would think that. But it's not. It's just the level of anger from...
Moore had painted a picture of a happy marriage, told police everything was fine, no major problems. But Emily's texts told a different story. She'd stopped wearing her wedding ring. She told friends she didn't think they'd stay together. She called Moore mentally ill. She was planning to leave, and Moore knew it. Detectives confronted Moore with the reality. The marriage was falling apart. Emily wanted out, and Moore was losing control.
You killed her, and it was an accident, and we need to get this resolved today.
It didn't happen.
It did happen.
I would tell you.
She's dead.
Where is she? What are you talking about?
That's why people are here.
People are saying have seen her.
People are full of shit. Her phone says you're full of shit.
I have to done.
That thing's full of shit. You understand how this looks, though, to everybody.
You guys, I didn't do anything to my wife. Trust me.
You murdered her and you threw her out like a piece of garbage.
I didn't.
Well, then tell me where she is.
I don't know.
Fix it right now.
I didn't. I don't know why this is happening.
Is it That's fine.
Okay. Can I get my phone back?
No.
Moore denied everything, over and over, but detectives weren't convinced. And then Moore made a prediction.
If she were to hang herself, where would she do it?
She would do it where she would be easily found. She wouldn't want to cause any conflict.
So since she hasn't been easily found, is it plausible that she didn't kill herself?
You tell me. You're the police. I'm not.
I just want you to just look at the entire thing. Just pull yourself out of it.
Is there a chance that she went out at some point and someone abducted her from Westerville, Ohio, or put her in the car and drove off with her? What are the odds that happened?
In Westerville, Ohio, almost 0%.
Zero.
Especially on Memorial Day when everyone's at home. You know? It's a perfect day out.
So I'm going to say, was she abducted? No. I know I did not hurt her. I didn't do it.
Moore predicted Emily would be found close to home, on a trail, where she'd be easily discovered. For months later, Emily was found less than a quarter mile from the house, on a trail she used to walk, exactly as Moore described. But the most damning evidence came from Moore's own mouth. He kept slipping, speaking about Emily in the past tense.
No, she loved me. I would be very surprised if there was like a... No.
Detective, was the defendant just there talking about Emily's feelings towards him?
Yes, he was.
And what did he say?
He said, no, she loved me. Again, past tense.
Loved, not love.
Correct.
Emily was still officially a missing person. There was no confirmation she was dead, but Moore already knew. He spoke about her like she was gone, like she wasn't coming back. Because he knew she wouldn't, detectives let Moore go. They didn't have enough evidence to arrest him. But they knew. Matthew Moore was involved. They just had to find the body. For months past, Emily Noble's case went cold. Volunteer searches came up empty. No body, no evidence, no leads. Matthew Moore went on with his life. Posted on social media. Moved forward. Then, on September 16, 2020, everything changed. A group of women were walking through a wooded area near the Moore residence. A local park. A trail Emily used to walk. They saw something hanging in the trees. At first, they thought it was a Halloween decoration. A mannequin. A prank. Then they got closer. It was a body. They called 911 immediately. Officers arrived within minutes. They approached the scene carefully, secured the perimeter, and immediately recognized who it was.
So you heard this call, right?
Yep, 1018.
Person hanging?
Yep.
Hey, get them out of here. Set up crime scene tape. Yep. We need this whole woods, man.
All right. I'll get information.
So the big thing now is setting up a perimeter. You know who this likely is.
Yes.
And getting a car over to that house.
To tell them.
Hey, Dickinson. What? Make sure those people aren't texting this out to anyone.
So this is really sensitive. You heard the things I'm asking. If this is likely our victim or missing, we've got to worry about what's happening over there.
At the
suspect's house.
Yeah, because I didn't.
It's suspicious, given the details that I've heard of this case. This very well could be, and if it is, we need to keep an eye on him. So.
Okay. I didn't know any. I thought she was. I didn't know much.
Yeah. So, but have you been to the house, or you know where their house is? It's right over there.
Officers knew immediately this was Emily Noble, and they needed to keep an eye on Matthew Moore, because this wasn't suicide. This was murder. As investigators processed the scene, they documented everything. The body's position, the surrounding area, the evidence.
That's a computer cord. That's a USB.
Yeah, it's a USB.
That's a computer cord.
You can see right there.
Yep.
What is she wearing? Looks like
some kind of
like a nightgown.
Yeah. And why?
Exactly.
Oh well. What is that? What is that? That's the top of it. That's a water bottle. Water bottle, maybe? That's a water bottle.
Emily Noble's body was suspended from a tree, a USB cord wrapped tightly around her neck. Near the body, a black water bottle containing alcohol, her wedding ring, her engagement ring, both placed carefully on the ground. The scene looked staged, deliberate, like someone had arranged it. The medical examiner conducted an autopsy. Cause of death, neck compression, consistent with hanging. But there were other injuries. Fractures to the facial bones, the neck structures, the hyoid bone. Forensic experts testified these injuries were more consistent with manual strangulation. Blunt force trauma, not suicide. The manner of death was ruled homicide. Investigators reviewed everything. The Bodycam footage, the interrogation tapes, Moore's statements, and they realized Moore had predicted this. All of it. On day one, Moore pointed out that misplaced power cable, suggested Emily might use it to harm herself. For months later, Emily was found with a USB cord around her neck. During the interrogation, Moore speculated about where Emily would be found. Close to home, on a trail, where she'd be easily discovered. But proving it would take time. Months of investigation, forensic analysis, building a case. Finally, in June 2021, nearly a year after Emily's body was discovered, a grand jury indicted Matthew Moore. 2 counts of murder, 1 count of felonious assault. Police came to arrest him.
Hands over your feet! You see him good?
His elbow, I can see him good.
Coming up on the left. Look.
Matt, use your left hand and unlock the door. Only your left hand. Put your hands back on your head. Do not move.
Yes, sir. Ready for it? Stick both your hands out this way, Matt. Both of them straight.
Seatbelts on. Seatbelts on.
That's just listen to what you're being told.
All right. Take that and undo your seatbelt. All right.
Yeah, I got contact and cover when he pulls them off.
All right. Keep your hands right where they're at.
Coming off.
All right?
Coming off.
All right, you got anything on you at all? All right. Step straight out here. Going to work. Come on. Step straight. Is your car in park?
It's been parked.
All right. Step on out, man.
It moved. Good guys.
All right. We're gonna walk over here towards the grass. All right.
Stepping
Palms
into
together
the
like a
rest of the car.
prayer.
Hey, let's get that patrol car up here.
In August 2022, the trial began in Delaware County, Ohio. Prosecutors laid out their case. They argued Moore strangled Emily, staged the scene to look like suicide, then waited for months to discover her body. They presented all the evidence: his failed polygraph test, Moore's behavior, his lack of urgency, his refusal to search for her, his failed polygraph test, his predictions, his use of past tense, the troubled marriage, Emily's texts about leaving him, forensic evidence showing injuries. But the defense had a different story. They argued Emily Noble died by suicide, just like Moore's son had a year earlier. Emily's first husband had also died by suicide. It was a pattern in her life. The defense pointed out no eyewitnesses saw Moore kill Emily. No DNA evidence linked him to the scene. The medical examiner couldn't definitively rule out suicide. The fractures could have been caused by animal activity, decomposition, natural breakdown over 4 months. The defense also attacked the investigation. They argued that the police had tunnel vision, focused on Moore from day one, ignored other possibilities. On August 26, 2022, the courtroom was packed. Emily's family sat on one side, tense, hopeful.
Verdict on count 1. We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant Matthew L. Moore not guilty of murder as he stands charged in count 1 of the indictment, dated the 26th of August, 2022, signed by all 12 members of the panel. Verdict on count 2. We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant Matthew L. Moore not guilty of murder as he stands charged in count 2 of the indictment, dated 26 August 2022, and signed in ink by all 12 members of the panel. Verdict on count 3. We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant Matthew Moore not guilty of felonious assault as he stands charged in count 3 of the indictment, dated August 26, 2022, signed by all 12 members of the panel.
After spending over a year in jail awaiting trial, he walked out of that courthouse a free man. No murder conviction, no felonious assault, nothing. In the eyes of the law, Matthew Moore was innocent. But Emily's family didn't see it that way. Outside the courthouse, they spoke to reporters. They called the verdict a miscarriage of justice, said the jury failed Emily. Some people believe him, many don't. Do you think the jury got it right? Was this suicide or murder? Was justice served or denied? Comment below. Our hearts go out to Emily's family, her friends, and all who loved her. Our mission is simple: voices for the voiceless. Every story deserves to be heard. Join our mission and subscribe to Evidence Eye, because the truth matters, and we won't stop telling it.